Scotland is a magnificent paradise in the north of the world, untouched by human hands. The allure of its red-haired people aside, it is a country that leads in both sports and science, and its lush landscapes win hearts with their green beauty. This is a country where local legends feature mythical creatures as their heroes, and where great geniuses have emerged, imbued with the spirits of crazy warriors. It is the birthplace of kilted men, Harry Potter, and William Wallace, whom many of us know from the film Braveheart. It's hard to believe that such a country exists, but it does. This is Scotland, with its capital Edinburgh and a population of just over 500,000 people. The gene for red hair is quite common in Scotland, so much so that it is thought that at least 40% of Scots carry the gene in their DNA. Scientists attribute this to the lack of sunlight in the region. Scottish people have turned this into a source of fun, organizing the annual Redhead Day parade in the capital city of Edinburgh. In addition, when you hear about the discoveries that Scotland has contributed to the world, and the many famous names that actually hail from these lands, you will surely be surprised. Today, the whole world possesses a deep knowledge about antibiotics, thanks to a Scottish scientist. Alexander Fleming, a Scottish-born pioneer of modern medicine, discovered penicillin and revolutionized the field of medicine. This discovery has saved millions of lives and earned him the Nobel Prize in Medicine. Additionally, the phones that we cannot live without in our modern world, especially those that have shown tremendous development in the last 20 years, were invented by a Scottish inventor, Graham Bell. It's not over yet. If you enjoy watching detective shows or reading detective novels, then you must have heard of Sherlock Holmes. He is a Scottish character created by the magnificent mind and imagination of Scottish writer Arthur Conan Doyle. Sherlock Holmes is the inspiration behind all detective novels and has earned millions of dollars for his author since its creation. The Harry Potter series, which has become a part of cinema history, was also partly set in Edinburgh, the capital of Scotland. Additionally, Glasgow, which is the largest city in Scotland, is also where football diplomacy was born. Many people confuse Edinburgh as Scotland's largest city, but it is actually Glasgow. The first official international football match in 1872 was played between Scotland and England. The ultrasound, which is used to capture the image of a baby in a mother's womb, was also first used in Scotland. Scotland is located in the north of Britain and has had serious problems with the English throughout history. One of the important heroes of that time was William Wallace. Wallace, whose wife was killed by the English and who did not want to tolerate the harassment of English soldiers any longer, caused an uprising in Scotland. He gathered Scottish warriors and defeated the English in many battles. Eventually, he was captured by the English and brutally punished, with his limbs and head cut off and displayed in various parts of Britain as a warning to others. However, with the rebellion he started, Scotland won its independence in the Great War of Independence and laid the foundations for modern Scotland. Scotland remained independent until the 15th century. Later, in the early 1600s, the country joined the Great Britain territories. Therefore, the royal powers were transferred from the King of Scotland to the King of England. Together with Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and England are the countries that make up the United Kingdom. In 2014, a referendum was held, in which 84% of the Scottish people participated, and they were asked whether they wanted Scotland to continue as an independent country or remain part of the United Kingdom. 55% of the people answered no to the question of complete independence, and Scotland continued to be a part of the United Kingdom. Now let's talk about some cultural elements of the Scottish people. They have a traditional garment called the kilt, which does not fit our own culture. The kilt is a traditional garment of Scotland, which is a one-piece skirt that reaches down to the knee or below. In Scotland, each clan has its own unique tartan pattern for the kilt. In the past, hunters in the wilds of Britain started wearing skirts because their pants would quickly get dirty. Later, it became a symbol of Scotland. The Scots prefer to wear this garment only on special occasions. Additionally, the Scots are famous for their dancing, and they are happy to perform their dances in their traditional attire. During festivals, you can see countless types of dances and figures that might leave you astonished. In fact, Scotland is known for more than just their traditional clothing. They have a hauntingly beautiful instrument called the bagpipe, which has a sound that speaks to the depths of the human soul. This musical instrument originally came from Asia, but it was developed and associated with Scotland over time. There are over 10,000 types of dances associated with Scotland, and the bagpipe is just one of the instruments adopted by this nation. Those who have been to Scotland know that it has an untouched, magnificent nature and numerous islands, large and small, that have not been spoiled by humans. Places like Shetland, Westray, and Stronsay are carefully preserved to maintain Scotland's medieval atmosphere. Additionally, there are approximately 300 historic castles and fortresses in Scotland. Considering the size of these castles and the land they occupy, there is roughly one castle for every 160 kilometers in Scotland. If you visit Scotland, you may feel like you are living in the Middle Ages of 1,000 years ago in 2023, and you may not want to return from this country. Scotland is truly a paradise of history. If you are a traveler and in love with history, the sights you will see there may give you goosebumps and even bring tears to your eyes. Each city in Scotland seems to bring different periods of human history to life. But what about the Scottish people? What kind of character do they have? As a tourist visiting another country, you would want to be welcomed by the locals. The Scottish people are generally fun and happy because of the beauty of their geography and their economic stability. However, there is another characteristic that sets them apart: they tend to speak loudly. In their free time, they usually sing in cafes with live music and enjoy sipping their beloved whiskies. If you enjoy drinking and eating meat, Scotland can seem like a paradise for you. It can appear like a fairy tale land. For example, they are quite fond of lamb meat. Therefore, to enjoy Scotland's traditional dishes, you need to have a deep love for lamb meat. Haggis, a dish that can be considered a nightmare for vegetarians, is made using the heart, liver, and lungs of a sheep, and then boiled in the sheep's stomach. The Scots consider themselves Christians in terms of religion and define themselves as such. However, in surveys, a significant number of people describe themselves as not belonging to any religion. In fact, 1/3 of the country's population do not feel close to any religion. The University of Edinburgh, one of the country's most popular universities, has gained a place among the world's top universities thanks to its published articles and tens of thousands of successful people in the business world. In fact, The university's laboratories were the site of a study that was an important step in understanding life in the world, resulting in the cloning of the first successful life form, the sheep dolly, which you may have heard of. In summary, Scotland is one of the rare countries that you would want to experience in all its aspects. However, the cold climate may make you feel a bit chilly. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe.